Terrifying discovery at Oak Island forbidden for anyone to see. The secrets of Oak Island, locked away in its ancient soil, persistently elude anyone who seeks to uncover their truth. Legends and myths intertwine, woven like ancient roots as darkness descends upon the relentless pursuits of knowledge. Fear and fascination dance hand in hand, fueled by the forbidden nature of what lies hidden. Oak Island guards its enigma, defying the demands of humanity for answers. Let's reveal some of their forbidden discoveries. For people who don't know about it, Oak Island is just a small piece of land. It's a small island in Nova Scotia, one of about 300 that are close together off the coast of Canada. But myth and tradition have made this landmass stand out from the rest. Many people have gone to Oak Island over the years because they heard there was a strange treasure buried there. They wanted to find out what it was and what it was worth. Even though the histories show the curse of Oak Island is mostly about how brothers Rick and Marty Lagana try to find the rumored wealth on the island with the same name, they are not the first treasure hunters to be obsessed with Oak Island. Throughout the island's history, many explorers and excavators have tried to find the rumored treasure said to be buried there. One of them was the late Fred Nolan, who made a short appearance in the third season of The Curse of Oak Island. Fred Nolan went to Oak Island a long time before the Lagana boys did. In the 1970s, when Nolan was working as a land surveyor on the island, he found a number of marker stones on his land that, when drawn on a map, looked like a Christian cross. As time went on, Nolan spent a lot of time trying to figure out the island's secrets. He went to the maritime libraries and museums to study the topic and dug up strange artifacts on his properties. In fact, one of Nolan's most interesting finds was talked about in The Curse of Oak Island Drilling Down, which is the sister show to The Curse of Oak Island. It is at the center of Nolan's Cross. Nolan's Cross is the most important thing Fred Nolan found on Oak Island. It is a set of evenly placed, similarly sized marker stones that form a cross. However, the headstone inside the cross may be the most interesting part of the find. The headstone is the sign at the corner of Nolan's Cross, and it looks like a face was carved into it. In particular, the stone seems to have been carved to look like it has a face, an eye, a nose, and a mouth, though it's hard to tell at first glance. In an episode of The Curse of Oak Island Drilling Down, Fred Nolan took series lead Rick Lagana to see the famous headstone. In that episode, Nolan admitted that the stone did look like a face and that it was interesting, if not groundbreaking. Even though it's still possible that this rock only looks like it's been carved into the shape of a face, the stone's strange shape and prominent position in Nolan's Cross make it an interesting find, especially if the cross itself has something to do with where the treasure will end up being buried. The enigmatic nature of the cross, with its symbols and possible connections to the Knights Templar, has fueled speculation and captivated the imagination of many. However, the true significance and origins of Nolan's Cross are yet to be definitively determined. The secrecy surrounding its purpose and the potential historical implications have contributed to the aura of forbidden knowledge that surrounds this discovery. As researchers continue to explore Oak Island, the secrets held within Nolan's Cross may be eventually unveiled, shedding light on the hidden truths that have long remained elusive. The group discovered a coin made of copper while exploring the island swamp. After consulting with many experts, it was determined that it most likely dates back to the 17th century. One popular myth proposes that Spanish explorers hid a treasure hoard rather than presenting it to the Spanish monarchy at the time. This must be the treasure, right? Or did another person who was seeking the gold accidentally dump it there? In addition, a great number of ship spikes have been discovered all around the island, ranging from the swamp to the money pit. Were they a section of a pier or a wharf that had been utilized to unload treasure? A silver ring was another item that was discovered in the swamp. After bringing this to the attention of an experienced gemologist, it was determined that the ring had undergone two separate repairs. The first made it larger, and the second made it smaller. The chiseled floral design suggested that its origin was in Europe during the 1730s, maybe even in Spain. In 2015, it was said that a fisherman near Oak Island pulled a Roman sword out of the water. Even though this finding would have changed the course of history and put Romans in North America, it turned out to be too good to be true. In fact, the sword wasn't an original from 2,000 years ago. Instead, it was a recent copy of a Roman sword. After Smith's Cove was dammed and drained, a U-shaped wooden structure was found. On closer study, Roman numerals were seen. The structure dates back to 1769, which is 25 years before the finding of the money pit. The team thinks that this could have been part of the original treasure shaft. A coin with a Templar cross on it was found by the Longinas near the money pit. During the Middle Ages, the Templars saved up a lot of money, which they kept in castles all over Europe. This showed the team that some of the money was hidden on the island. Near Smith's Cove, a lead cross was found. The team then went to France's Dom prison, where Templar knights had been locked up in the past. The wall was covered with religious images. There were pictures of Mary, Jesus, and a cross that was almost the same as the one found on the island. There is also the possibility that the swamp is hiding a ship that has sunk to the bottom. To put it another way, a treasure ship sailed in and the goodies were unloaded from it. After that, the ship ran aground, and in an effort to hide all traces of what happened, it was blown up. This connection was made by the group when they found a ship brace in the swamp that showed traces of having been burned in a severe fire. The brace had been under great stress prior to its discovery. Following a conversation with a blacksmith, the group learned that an occurrence of this nature would have most likely taken place in the 18th century. The Templars found even more things. One example is a crossbow bolt that was found in Lot 26 on Southwest Shore. After looking at it closely, the team figured out that it was from the Middle Ages and that it may have come from the Templars in the 13th century. The group discovered what appeared to be a keyhole for a chest when they were metal detecting. The keyhole featured an intricate floral design. It has been whispered that one of Captain James Anderson's 3 lost treasure boxes can be found buried somewhere on the island. Have the Longinas discovered a piece of it? Coins, buttons, and even a piece of a gun were discovered by the team when they were scouting Lot 24 for artifacts. Samuel Ball, a local native, was at one time the landowner of the region. In the year of 1764, Ball was born into slavery in the state of South Carolina. He eventually was able to win his freedom by fighting for the British during the American Revolution, and he moved to Nova Scotia once the war was over. In the year of 1786, he made the expensive purchase of a parcel of land on Oak Island that consisted of 4 acres. This was a rather tiny amount of land. There is a notion floating around that concerns whether or not Ball unearthed treasure and hid it. The brothers were shown a map of the island that dated back to the 14th century, and it pointed to a hatch on the western side of the island. The group went to investigate the location, and lo and behold, they found a hatch in the shape of a square. Might this be an alternative entrance to the money pit? That's all for the video today. We'll be right back with more such videos. Don't forget to give this one a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.